Before Japan unified under peace, it fractured under war. The Sengoku period, the age of warring states, was chaos stretched across generations. Samurai clans rising and collapsing. Castles burning. Alliances shifting like wind. Battles were not rare events. They were routine. It was constant. In that chaos, a boy walked onto a battlefield at 13 years old and killed a grown man in single combat. Not as legend, but as a beginning. His name was Miyamoto Musashi. And for the rest of his life, he would chase one thing: perfection through combat. Musashi was born in 1584, in a Japan soaked in conflict. Warlords fought for dominance. Peasants were conscripted. Samurai lived and died by shifting loyalties. War wasn't distant thunder. It was cultural oxygen. He fought his first duel at 13, against an established swordsman. He won. Not with elegance. Not with refined technique. With ferocity. With instinct. With the kind of aggression that ignores doubt. Soon after, he left home. He became a ronin, a masterless samurai. No lord. No protection. Just a sword and a growing reputation. And in that era, reputation was survival. Musashi wandered across Japan, challenging established swordsmen, dojo masters, renowned warriors guarding family legacies. He wasn't just testing skill. He was testing identity. And he kept winning. More than 60 documented duels. 0 defeats. He adapted constantly. Sometimes he arrived late on purpose, forcing his opponent to stew in impatience. Sometimes he chose unusual weapons. Wooden swords. Improvised blades. Sometimes he fought with 2 swords at once. A long blade and a short blade. Developing what would become the Knight Nichiryu style. He studied timing more than technique. Distance more than power. He understood something most warriors learn too late. Combat is psychological before it is physical. When the mind and the body follows. His most famous duel came in 1612. Against Sasaki Kojiro, a celebrated swordsman known for speed and precision. The duel was arranged on Ganryu Island. An isolated setting. No distractions. No escape. Kojiro arrived prepared. Disciplined. Confident. Musashi arrived hours late. The sun climbed higher. Kojiro waited. Anger building. Patience thinning. Musashi carved a wooden sword from a boat or on the way to the island. Longer than Kojiro's blade. Crude in appearance. Strategic in design. When the duel began, it ended quickly. Musashi's extended reach caught Kojiro before precision could matter. One decisive strike. Kojiro fell. It wasn't just a victory. It was preparation meeting psychology. Strategy defeating ego. After that duel, Musashi's name carried weight across Japan. Not just as a fighter, but as a thinker. Later in life, Musashi stepped away from constant dueling. The wars of Japan were slowing. Unification under Tokugawa rule brought stability. He turned inward. He wrote the Book of 5 Rings. Not merely a manual on swordsmanship but a philosophy of strategy. Earth, water, fire, wind, void. Each element representing a dimension of thought and combat. He wrote about rhythm, awareness, observation, detachment. He believed mastery required emotional control. That anger clouds judgment. That fear distorts timing. He painted, practiced calligraphy, created ink landscapes with the same discipline he once applied to battle. For him, the sword was not separate from the mind. It was an extension of it. Musashi didn't seek comfort. He often slept outdoors, ate simply, trained constantly. He believed self-reliance sharpened perception. No reliance on luxury. No surrender to complacency. Victory, to him, was not about aggression. It was about clarity. About seeing the opening before it exists. He lived long enough to witness Japan's transition from endless warfare to structured peace. And unlike many warriors of his era, he did not fall in battle. He died in 1645 of natural causes. Not defeated. Not ambushed. Not forgotten. Miyamoto Musashi became more than a swordsman. He became philosophy. His life suggests something unsettling. Mastery isn't talent. It's obsession refined into discipline. It's repetition without boredom. Improvement without ego. He fought over 60 times and never lost. But his real victory was not over opponents. It was over himself. In a world defined by chaos, he pursued stillness. In a culture shaped by violence, he pursued understanding. And centuries later, the Book of Five Rings is still studied. Not only by martial artists but by generals, entrepreneurs, strategists. Because the battlefield changes. But human psychology does not. Musashi proved something enduring. The sharpest weapon is the disciplined mind. If you enjoyed this story, like the video, subscribe and stay tuned. More true stories are coming soon.